All right, so um, a lot of people don't, it's nuances like this right here that a lot of people don't really pick up on who play 2K. Now, I just recently did a video about Fox, who plays obviously for the Sacramento Kings. And what I talked about in that video was how when you're playing 2K, let's say you're guarding someone who has a unique ability to do a certain thing or a number of things. What 2K a lot of times will do is they will force you to allow that player to showcase that ability. So that they'll they're putting emphasis on the fact that so and so is fast, or this person can jump high, or this person is a great rebounder. But when they're putting the emphasis on it, they will hinder your ability to impede upon their ability to showcase that skill, that unique skill. And that brings me to this moment right here. This is a great example of what I'm talking about. So now Curry gets the ball and he does that jab and that step back, and it kind of forces me to get loose up on him or whatever. Now Curry, he's known for what? He's known for being the greatest shooter of all time, and he can get loose on your ass around the perimeter. He moves around a lot. He's hard to keep up with, similar to how Reggie Miller used to play back in the day, if you're old enough to remember. So now, what does 2K want to do? They want to put emphasis on his ability to do that. Now he makes this three. Now watch this. Pay attention to my man. My man is. You're gonna notice he's constantly wavering, and kind of it looks like he's just wavering back and forth, moving around, shifting his feet around, and he kind of looks stuck. And the whole time that you see him doing this, spare in slow motion. The whole time that you see my guy doing this, me holding the joystick, with the analog, I am pressing forward to try to close in on Curry. The whole time you see me right here, you see my feet shifting back and forth, moving, I'm switching stances. That's because what I'm attempting to do, I'm trying to get closer in up on him because I know that this is Curry. He's going to shoot that if you give him any space. But what the game does, it has like a protected, in this moment right here at least, it has like a protective bubble around Curry. So while I'm trying to cross over, to get in his face, um, I'm shifting back and forth because the game is not allowing me, even though I'm moving the analog, the game is not allowing me to cross over into that zone that Curry needs to showcase his skill, right? And this is why once he finally releases it, if you pay attention, soon as he releases it, you see my man dart over to Curry's right side. Let's look at it again, slow motion. You see him dart over to Curry's right hand side because what? Now that he's finally shot it, the game is saying, okay, you can, now it loosens up that atmosphere around Curry that I was not allowed to cross initially. Let's look at this again, right? If this makes sense to you. So these are like a lot of the nuances that 2K goes through to you could say cheat, which in this instance that's basically what's going on. But they're trying to put emphasis on, okay, this Stephen Curry, he's good at getting space around the perimeter. He's good at shooting threes. So how do we show that that's what he can do? If let me put it this way: how are we going to show that off if we're allowing whoever's guarding him to stick on his ass and just always be in his face? He'll never make the threes that he's supposed to make. He'll never be able to showcase that ability. So now what happens is what? You're forced to allow him to get open, or to allow him to be open even though you're right in front of him and you're trying to get in his face. You're not going to be allowed to, right? In the case with Fox, he's known for doing what? He's great at driving, slashing into the paint, and he's fast as hell, especially on a regular sprint. So now what happens when he tries to get a blow by? You're not always going to be allowed to just keep up with him just because your timing and defense is up to par. So a lot of times they'll force you to run into what I refer to as the force field, where it's like your man is moving and he just stops or he's ticking. So now when Fox tries to take off, you're not going to be allowed to keep up with them. They're kind of keeping you at bay is what 2K is doing, right? And hopefully I conveyed that point well enough, but that'll do it for this video. Peace.